77 is the natural number following 76 and preceding 78. 77 is the smallest positive integer requiring 5 syllables in English. In mathematics, 77 is the 22nd discrete biprime and the first of the family. Since both 7 and 11 are Gaussian primes, this means that 77 is a Blum integer. 77 has an aliquot sum of 19 and it is the second number to do so, the first being 65. 77 is the second member of the 19 aliquot tree. It is the sum of 3 squares, 42 plus 52 plus 62, as well as the sum of the first 8 prime numbers. It also is the number of integer partitions of the number 12. It is the largest number that cannot be written as a sum of distinct numbers whose reciprocals sum to 1. 77 and 78 form a Ruth-Aaron pair. It is possible for a Sudoku puzzle to have as many as 77 givens, yet lack a unique solution. It and its sibling 49 are the only two-digit numbers whose home primes have not been calculated. It is the number of digits of the 12th perfect number. In science, the atomic number of iridium, the boiling point of nitrogen. In history, during World War II in Sweden at the border with Norway, 77 was used as a shibboleth, because the tricky pronunciation in Swedish made it easy to instantly discern whether the speaker was native Swedish, Norwegian, or German. In religion, in the Islamic tradition, 77 figures prominently. Muhammad is reported to have explained, faith has 60-odd, or 70-odd branches, the highest and best of which is to declare that there is no God but God, and the lowest of which is to remove something harmful from a road. Shyness, too, is a branch of faith, while some scholars refrain from clarifying 60-odd or 70-odd. Various numbers have been suggested, 77 being the most common. Some have gone so far as to delineate these branches. The Gospel of Luke lists 77 generations from Adam to Jesus. In religious numerology and certain numerological systems based on the English alphabet, the number 77 is associated with Jesus Christ. Christ is C equals 3, H equals 8, R equals 18, I equals 9, S equals 19, T equals 20, which added together equals 77. Liber 77 is the gematria name for Liberos, a brief but popular publication by Aleister Crowley. The word Oz, which means strength, is composed of two Hebrew letters Ayin and Zayin, which have gematria values of 70 and 7 respectively, thus adding up to 77. In sports, Portland Trail Blazers coach Jack Ramsey led his team to their only NBA title in his first season. Number 77 was retired in honor of the 1977 NBA title. The number posthumously retired by the Minnesota Vikings of the NFL for offensive lineman Corey Stringer. The number worn by Ray Burke in the NHL from 1987 to 2001. This number has been retired by the Boston Bruins, with whom he played for 20 years, and the Colorado Avalanche, with whom he won the Stanley Cup in his last NHL game. He wore 77 after his previous number, which he wore for his first 8 seasons, was retired for Phil Esposito. The number worn by football legend Red Grange, retired by both the University of Illinois and the Chicago Bears. The number worn by NFL Hall of Famer Jim Parker, retired by the Indianapolis Colts. The number worn by NFL offensive tackle Stan Molden, retired by the Arizona Cardinals. The number worn by NCAA football legend Dennis Byrd, retired by NC State in 2001. The number worn by NCAA football legend John Schmidt, retired by Hofstra University. The number worn by Alex Melvin of the Pickering Red Sox, retired in 2009. The number worn by NCAA basketball legend Bill Spivey, retired by the University of Kentucky. The number of the car Valtteri Bottas drives in F1. In other fields, 77 is also 10 to 77 The New York City Fire Department's 10 code for high-rise, multiple-dwelling fire, shortening of a 1950s-60s TV series. 77 Sunset Strip, Group of 77, a group of developing nations at the United Nations. 77 Talking Heads' debut album released in 1977. The 77s, an American rock band.